Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV, here with Otters hitting coach Bobby Segal. And Bobby, obviously it's a weird situation talking to you via Zoom in the month of July when we should be at the ballpark together. How have you tried to handle just this unforeseen situation without a season of Otters baseball?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It was kind of funny last night. We were watching, or I say we, I was watching Nationals and Yankees, and then the Giants and Dodgers were on TV, and I'm sitting there catching myself texting Max and Andy, talking about May throwing 100 miles an hour with some arm side run, and I was like, good luck hitting that, So it's been a challenge, man, not being around Boots and Waddy and the whole coaching staff, and just being around Bossy Field in general. I mean, obviously we go to work every day to work with players and get them better, and hopefully get them signed and moving on with their professional baseball careers. So it's a different pace. Definitely miss it a lot, and just hoping that everything works out so that 2021, has us back in uniform and on the field.
When did it hit you that, there wasn't going to be a season after that, announcement was?
You kind of hear rumblings going around just through other coaches and managers around the league, and just kind of what's going on around the state of Indiana and, kind of through the Midwest and around the country. I guess it really hit when Bill Lee, came across Twitter and said, hey, no season for 2020. I mean, I guess the week or two before the official announcement was made, you kind of had that feeling that, man, this is going to be pretty tough when you're talking about, testing players, getting your hands on tests that are available for COVID-19, and just, traveling on buses and testing people, and how do you put people in quarantine? It just seemed like it was kind of unrealistic at some point. But, once Bill Lee came across and said, hey, no season, and, just kind of when we were supposed to open up over in Gateway, those days kind of passed by when you're like, man, we should be in uniform. We should be in the dugout right now. We should be on the field. We should be doing early work, all that kind of stuff. It definitely started to settle in.
How excited were you until Bill Lee's announcement of the canceled championship season to see some of those new teams that had entered the league from that Can-Am merger?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely going to give us a new look, at some older ball players, some guys that, had some high-level experience. We had a pretty complete roster, Andy, Max, and myself, and Boots, Waddy. We put a full team effort in as far as trying to get the best guys in uniform as possible. It's still kind of a question mark, are we going to fly up to Canada, or are we driving, but we were going to head up to New York and New Jersey and spend like a week up there at a time and knock those games out early on in the season. And so it was definitely exciting. We were definitely looking forward to the merger and kind of a new era for the Frontier League.
Have you learned anything about yourself, now having probably one of the longest extended breaks without baseball in your career?
I think, the biggest thing is just you're going to come across challenges in life and things that you can't control in life. And so I guess the toughest part, especially for, the guys that are trying to make a career out of playing baseball, the guys we go to work with every day, is just the uncertainty is really hard to deal with at times, not having answers, lots of questions, maybe not so many answers. But I've been around baseball ever since I was like 5 years old, so we're talking 30 plus years of being around the game and maturing as a human and maturing as a baseball player and now as a coach. And it's just the life lessons that baseball teaches you, you just got to keep plugging away, keep preparing, and get ready for 2021. I guess the biggest thing I learned is, you can't control what's out of your hands, and you can't control how you act on a daily basis and how you respond to certain things. And so, it's kind of funny to hear Max Scherzer talking about last night in his post game. He gave up a bomb, I think, in the first inning to Stanton, and he's like, I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm in uniform. I'm playing baseball. And so it's really easy to be negative and to fall into those traps. And obviously I'm not in uniform this summer, so it's tough, but I'm blessed to have, a wonderful family and to still be a part of the Otters organization, and everyone's healthy, with my immediate family, and hopefully, the rest of the guys and the rest of the staffs are doing the same, staying safe and just trying to enjoy life,
Absolutely. And Bobby, I normal seasons at Bossy Field, you've been here, a handful of years. I know you have the same routine, you have the same pregame assisting BP and then cage work with some of the guys before first pitch. You are the hitting coach. So with this prolonged absence without baseball for a lot of the players on the roster, how difficult do you envision it being in 2021, in spring training to kind of get those reps and to get back into that rhythm and being able to be comfortable taking at bats again for a lot of these players?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of these guys go home, all across the country and some even obviously out of the country. But I think the biggest thing is I've always believed kind of being like a multi-sport athlete up through high school. I went to a pretty big high school, but it's okay to take breaks, and I know once you go through the grind and the grueling season of 100 games, how guys usually take a couple months off before they sniff a weight room or pick up a bat and that kind of thing. And, I just think it's good to be able to clear your mind and kind of restart. It's kind of interesting to see some of these major league guys too that have kind of toned down their bodies and maybe had a different mindset of maybe the nutrition and things that they're doing to their body and, making them the best possible athlete and the best possible, guy to be in uniform on the field. And so, as long as these guys are still keeping conditioned and still working on mentally, staying in the game, I'm sure once 2020 winter rolls around and they start getting back in the cages again, I'm sure, it's just like getting on a bike for the most part. So I don't really foresee like missing a season as being like a extreme detriment to these guys' careers.
And then finally, I'm sure you've seen that Bossy Field has undertaken a lot of renovations and improvements since the 2019 season ended last year. But what are just your thoughts and impressions, and how frustrating is it knowing that Bossy Field has a lot of these new bells and whistles just waiting to be shown off, and yet we're going to have to wait, over a year to be able to utilize them?
Yeah, I mean, it's that was part of the April, May leading up to the season. You're seeing new lights go up and a brand new scoreboard and some other things going around Bossy, with the clubhouse, and just it's really cool to see them take care of Bossy the way, it kind of deserves to be taken care of. I mean, it's the third oldest stadium in the country, and it's really cool to see them really put forth an effort to keep the vibrant feel when you go to Bossy, because everybody, once they get in there and they hear you on the PA system, and somebody goes out and hits a double and drives in a run or hits a home run, and just post-game fireworks. I mean, there's no feel like it, so it's really cool to see them continue to keep the nostalgia, but also, make sure that, hey, hopefully Bossy will be around for another 50 to 100 years and still look good while we're playing there.
Amen, Bobby. Amen. Well, thanks for taking the time to join me, and obviously continued health to you and your family.
Yeah. Hey, you do the same. You guys stay safe, and we'll just keep looking forward to 2021.
Fingers crossed. He's Bobby Segal. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.